Good. I think we're good. All right. As it is 5 o'clock.
There's
Mark.
Mark.
Well, audience.
I'm at this Union Station place.
I
So
can't hear you.
oh,
Is there sound too, Abby, or no?
I'm talking and I got it unmuted.
And remote control is the volume.
Or not?
I think you have to do it off that keyboard.
This thing?
Right there. The volume.
It's up.
Yeah, it's Mark.
It's Mark. I think it's
I'm-
you.
No.
Can you hear
It
me?
was showing
Nothing?
muted.
Nothing.
Are we muted?
Sorry, folks, technical difficulties.
Let me try and call in.
No, because when you were
This is
just
why she
talking.
was nervous all day.
Oh, wait, I just heard something, I think.
You might need to put the microphone right by the TV.
Microphone? I
Can
was
you
trying to
put-
read his lips. I think he said
On.
that.
It's on?
Does he have a notepad?
Picking it up through your microphone?
The microphone you should hear me on should be on the TV.
Well, Dave, you figured out a way to slow this meeting down.
Is there a TV volume?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
That's it. Yeah.
He's probably texting.
Do you have your phone on you? Yeah, because they may be calling.
He's gonna be like, you said you had it under control.
It's okay. Well, is Dustin still here?
Hey, can you hear me this way?
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
You might be dialing into the meeting.
Oh, that's
Can you hear
right.
me now?
Oh, no, he's on his laptop.
Wait, when you go to like the
Can you hear
sound
me now?
display, it'll tell you like,
Oh, go ahead.
Nothing.
it'll tell you. Is it
Speakers?
This maybe? Mark, can you hear, or can you talk?
Now he's
Oh,
muted.
yeah, okay, can you
Unmute yourself.
I can hear you.
But I can't.
See, it's lighting up as though it's showing that he's
Yeah,
here.
but
Mhm.
he's talking.
He's muted again.
It's the TV.
Try another one.
Let's try this one.
What text is heard, right?
Mark,
Can we hear you now?
Talk.
Unmute yourself
Wait, he's
again.
Wait, so if I answer this, is it gonna pop?
No.
No.
Hello.
Hi. Can you just use your phone and put me by the microphone on the table? Thank you.
Hold on one second.
I don't know why it's not working.
3 minutes. guys hear me that way?
Yes. Right here.
That's gonna cost- it's gonna cost- He's gonna. You can't hear Mark.
Just that we were.
Guess I'm not getting
I think that.
Mute everything, please.
I have mine unmuted. I have it unmuted on the computer, but I don't know why it's not working.
So what we're gonna do.
Now. Anything? Nothing. Okay. Honestly, you guys can probably have the meeting without my voice, or
Oh, wait.
you can hear it. Oops.
He's the IT department as well.
All right, you can hear me now.
All right.
Yeah.
Yay,
Order already, and thank you, Mark, for joining us remotely.
thank you.
We are gonna do the first thing, which is the review of previous meetings minutes, which was Tuesday, October 18th.
We got the couple of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, public input. Sorry, see, you got me all flustered. I'm gonna backtrack. We're gonna go to public input. At this time, we can open the floor to anyone that has public input. You have up to 2 minutes. Would anyone like to, yeah, go right ahead. You can stand up if you like, or
This is
just
the
need
first-
your name. I'm sorry.
My name is Bruce Caruso. I've been a resident of the town of Munster for 32 years now. And this is the first board meeting I've been to. A couple months ago, I spoke with Mark. I came in concerning the program with the men's open basketball league that was canceled. I was in here a couple weeks ago and I spoke with Jill. And I'm just trying to find out if there was any way that we could revitalize the program. They had an issue, they said, with one of the volunteers. I explained to Joe who I was, and I explained to Mark who I was. And I ran a fish docking program for a local fishing organization for 23 years now. If anybody wants to look, they can see in today's times, we just had our stocking. I've dealt with numerous different government agencies, Indiana Department of Natural Resources, Indiana Board of Animal Health. So I'm familiar with running programs. I've had almost $100,000 through the 23 years pass through my hands to have this program continue on. And the integrity of the program is very good for the plain fact that everything is open. So all I wanted to do was try to have a sit down with Mark and Jill and see if we can come to some common goal and common agreement to try to revitalize this program.
Okay, and you're talking about the men, just for clarification, you're talking about the men's basketball.
The men's open
Men's
basketball.
open basketball. Okay, and Janice, can you take his name and number so that we can?
I have it written down. Mark has my card. If you
Yeah.
Okay.
dispose of it.
So we unfortunately, we don't handle the individual programming. They sort of all come in bulk to us, but we're happy to review it with Mark. But Mark ultimately has to be the coordinator of that. So.
Well, like I said, all I'm asking for is the opportunity to sit down. I mean, I don't see, what the problem would be, at least just to give me some time to sit down and say, hey,
Yeah. I'm
this
sure
is
that
what
would
we're
be a
looking
problem.
for, and, the parameters that we'd like to work around and see if we can iron something out.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't be a problem.
All right, thank you.
And Mark, you can contact him when you get back.
Absolutely. And just so you guys are aware, just a little bit of background, that is someone I did speak with Mr. Caruso a couple months ago. And we informed him at that time that we were taking a break from that program. It needed a rest because of some issues with it and mainly based upon the previous volunteer. Mr. Stojic's not there tonight. He would be able to give you some additional input from the school perspective if he were there, but that's something we can, and I told him we would review it in the future after it's had a break for a period of time.
And just one more thing, is that in the almost 25 years I've been playing on this basketball league. Not once did we ever have any problem with any of the properties being destroyed or vandalized. We've never had any kind of authorities that had to be called onto the program. It's a great program. When I started this program, I started it just to play some basketball. I'm 61 years old. I'm the worst guy out there playing. But the fact of the matter is that all the guys that I play with are very good. None of them ridicule me. None of them beat me down. And they're a bunch of great guys. And I formed relationships to where I've gone on fishing trips with some of these guys. I've done business with some of the people that I met. And I've actually gone to their kids' birthday parties. And I think it's a great community program to bring in not only the people in this community, but the surrounding communities and get to know them. I really think it is a good program.
Well, I mean, I agree. Any kind of community of sporting events are great. Unfortunately, sometimes things happen.
Some of it's your front door.
Sorry about that. Some of the front door. Sorry. Yeah, I agree. Those kind of community programs are great. I actually was not aware that there was an issue. So maybe Mark, you can give us an update at the next meeting, just on where that's at.
And we'll fill you in. That's something that the reasons for doing away with it is not reasons that we would want to discuss publicly, unfortunately.
I offered my services to take it over. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for your input. Does anyone else from the public have any other items? for input? Yes.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Smith and I live on Crestwood Court. I'm working with the group Munster in Sustainable and Green. And I have 4 daughters, so we frequent the parks a lot. You know, we like to park hop, especially during the warmer months. And I've noticed a trend that during the warmer months especially, there's kind of an issue with litter and trash in the parks. And I was just curious as to is there a protocol, especially after events or baseball games, at community park. Noticed a couple of times on the playground areas, there will be party favors or cups from people, you know, coming from the baseball field. And the only garbage cans on that particular day that I saw were over by the baseball fields and by that front row parking, you know, by the playground, but there was nothing in between. And there's kind of a lot of action in between there. But I did notice when I went to community park the other day that there was another one in between. But I was just curious, you know, I know from renting the pavilions out before that there is a fine if you don't, you know, if you don't pick up your trash. But I was just curious about the follow through with that. And I also noticed even after some, unfortunately after some Parks and Recs events, for instance, the Woods Walk, there was some litter there as well. But again, curious about what's the protocol for that. Does somebody come and check on that? How are we disposing of the pumpkins? There's a lot of pumpkins, you know, in the woods there. The bracelets, I was wondering if maybe we can use stamps instead of the paper bracelets, because there were quite a few blue bracelets that I did pick up. I brought my daughters there and we kind of did a run through because we love the woods. One of our favorite parks, Heritage Park. So I just wanted to bring a few of those things to your attention, to the public's attention, and I'm just curious, what's the protocol for those kinds of things?
The stamps are a really good idea.
Yeah, thank you for your comments, and also thank you for picking up.
Yeah.
Also, I will say that we do have the Parks Department works with the what's up, trash?
Park maintenance.
Park maintenance. So the actual track that goes around with the trucks is pick up. So park maintenance is actually the town council handles that. They drive the trucks over, they pick up the garbage cans, and they handle all the replacement. So here in us, as far as individual events, anything that we sponsor, our employees are responsible for picking up things. A lot of the times where you'll see, like Mr. Ripe here, and I can attest to Community Park, for example, we rely on the individual organizations to kind of police their own members. So for example, Little League, Babe Ruth, Munster Girls Softball, those are 3 completely separate organizations that have 3 separate fields, and that we expect those organizations to really help. I can say for Little League, I used to be a board member. We had cleanup days where actually we went around and did that. So we try to work with all of the groups there. If there's a specific incident, what I would suggest is to call into the park office and report it.
Okay.
You touched that, you're good.
Oh,
Look at that today.
Oh, you're the president.
Only for another meeting.
So what you're saying is it's not like Parks and Rec doesn't after, I don't know, periodically, I guess, you don't have like set days or times where you're.
Not where we're a park employee. I mean, the Parks Department is very small.
Right.
So trash pickup is handled by that department in the town.
Okay.
But after specific events, like, any events that we sponsor, like Witches and Meteorites at Centennial Park, any of those events, then the park employees, like Janice can attest to, will go in and make sure that those things are cleaned up with the staff.
Okay.
Anything that the park has. Anything that's done, like I said, with Little League or baseball, softball, any of the organizations, Girl Scouts, I believe the walk that you're talking about, wasn't that a Girl Scouts event?
This was the one I'm referring to as the one that's on the Heritage Park side.
The Beaker Woods Walk?
The Beaker Woods.
Yeah, so that's actually a Girl Scout event.
Okay.
So the Girl Scouts are responsible for cleaning up.
Now, my question then is, do these organizations truly understand, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to point fingers
again, I
or
would
be
just
rude
say-
in any way, but I just, I don't know.
I would just say, if you find something like that, just call into the park department. We'll make a record of it, and so that we can communicate that to the particular group that was involved, and then make sure it just doesn't happen. Pretty easy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Any other comments? Any other public comments? All right. We'll close that portion of the meeting, and we're going to move on to administrative matters, which is the previous October 18th meeting, which is my birthday.
Noted.
Noted.
Who's that?
There's not a minute.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes that were our president's birthday.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to confirmation of vouchers. Everyone has reviewed the vouchers for payment.
Looks good
I
to
see
me.
no problems.
All right. I move we approve the vouchers.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. On to reports. Mark?
Thank you. You have a board report supplied to you. I'm just going to highlight a couple things with our communications here today, but something that's not listed in there is the soil borings were done out at Centennial Park late last week, and they finished up yesterday. So those results will be coming in here soon. Because those results weren't done yet, we don't have a contract today, the formal contract from CSK Architects. That's once, I would expect that to be before you at your December meeting. Fiber optics RFP, we had reviewed those. We are going to reject the initial ones that were submitted and put out a new RFP. I also hope to have that before you in December for potential award, and that's to run the fiber optics to Community Park, to the pool, the social center, and the concession stands, and all the press boxes and washroom facilities there. And that's really it, other than if you have any questions for me on anything.
I did not have any additional questions.
So do I.
Nor do I.
Thank you, Mark.
Welcome.
The Walk in the Woods, yeah, that's probably what you're talking about. We have a summary for the Walk in the Woods.
Yeah, I have
Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
that's the one that they were talking about.
All right.
So on October 22nd, we had our Walk in the Woods event. There was over 1,000 people that attended. We had 150 pumpkins picked up by the community that were carved and placed out in the woods. We had 20 volunteers that came to help us put them out there and put the lights in it for the people to walk through. We got the pumpkins from Elzingo. They helped us last year with the pumpkins. They were a lot bigger this year than last year. The Historical Society was also on site this year to help out. They had like candy bags that they passed out. And then we did receive from people at the walk a bunch of feedback. So overall, it turned out to be a pretty good event with good weather at it this year too.
So what happens to the pumpkins after they're out there?
It's deer food.
They're all in the garbage. Last year, we left them out for a while, hoping the deer would eat them,
Yeah,
and they were just rotting, so we had to get them out there. There's
Okay.
nowhere to compost them,
yeah,
so they went in the dumpsters.
okay.
But
They're
is
gone.
I was gonna say, that might be a great opportunity for the town after this event is to do some kind of a composting engagement or some kind of a post-event, composting effort to make sure that the methane from those pumpkins doesn't get into the atmosphere. We can kind of be proactive about composting. So might be an opportunity for us.
Something that other towns and
Compost.
cities
Mhm.
are doing.
Lake County Solid Waste does it.
So, but we would have to have a compost site.
They do.
So could they come and pick them up?
Well, I won't speak for them. I just
Like,
know
I
that they have a
would-
site because we rent the site and I know Munster used to use their lease to go over and take them to that site. And they actually compost them and they've turned it into black dirt and it's been a goal.
Well, there's a
Were you
lot
guys
of.
aware of that?
No, I wasn't, but there's a lot of people in the town of Munster that compost, like I compost at home,
Individually,
right?
yeah.
So it could be where we pile them all up and people come and get,
150 pumpkins?
well, I'll take a pumpkin, you take a pumpkin, you take, add it to our individual
Kevin,
small.
mark that down.
I'm not sure where the town's leaves go right now.
They don't, I know they don't go to
They
Lake
don't
County
go anywhere because they're
anymore.
not picking them up.
I know, right?
They don't go to Lake County anymore. They ceased that operation with Munster. They had too many of them.
Well, they're getting hauled out. I don't know
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they're hauling them to, but if they're being composted, we could dump the pumpkins in with the leaves if they'll take them.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
We'll just have to find out where we're going.
Right.
I like it. They just picked up my leaves too. Thank you. Moving on to items for discussion, we have the 2023 Munster pool proposal. And Mark or Jill's not here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you're good. You've been worried all day about this, right?
So we have the pool proposal. The only, all the fees are the same as last summer. The dates are obviously a little different. Saturday, May 27th is when the pool will open. It will close on August 6th. The only other thing that is different is this year, for the early bird discount, it used to end the day before the pool started. But we are going to spend that a little bit earlier this year, so it will end on May 12th to give us some time before the pool. But everything else is the same as it was last summer. So we're just looking for you guys to approve it.
This is just for fees, not for how,
Yeah,
like selling bathing suits or not.
no, just the fees.
Approve the fee.
I'll make a motion to approve the fees.
Second.
Yeah, and I would just make a note, to be considered a resident, one must possess a current driver's license or state ID showing Munster or Highland residency. I would probably change that to any reciprocal agreements the town has, because I believe it will, what we talked about with Dyer. So you might want to just my thoughts on it, but we have a motion. Been moved and seconded,
You motion.
seconded. All in favor?
Hi.
Pass.
Mike, just to clarify, the reciprocal agreement we have with Dyer is only for programs. The pool for facilities is the correct, it's only with Highland.
Right, I was thinking that we had talked about it in the past and it may come up again in the future, so I hate to put anything in writing that's so specific to Highland. Would it
Gotcha.
be Dyer or
Okay.
Highland?
Yep.
Fair enough. We might like Dyer, but reject Highland. Who knows? We like Highland though. telecom. Nothing else on the agenda?
I'll move to
I want to
adjourn.
sit here. Second.
Move to second, and all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Have a nice evening, everyone.
Enjoy the warmth.
Thank you.
Did it, you survived.
Yeah.
All that anxiety. Everybody here, should they sign in? If you want,
You guys need pictures? Yeah.
You didn't like pictures.
I love pictures. Even though the dermatologist did a number on my face, I'll still take the same pictures.
Are you guys the Lindsay, right?
Yes,
You guys are aware there's a Munster app, right?
Munster app.
There's that, right?
To
Did you know
report,
that, to report things?
the report.
No.
Go to the app, or you can go to the website, munster.us, I think it is.
Good job.
Or, munster.org, sorry.
A lot of
If you get, and if you download the app, you can
Not
actually report
stress.
that stuff. You can
Come on.
report it.
Real
What do you
time.
need?
So you can report anything.
You guys need a copy?